highest number of high and critical incidents. Number 1, DOH. Talaga ipaparalyze nila yung mga hospital natin. Tapos DICT. Sisirain nila yung sistema natin. DOTR. Titigil nila ang transportation natin by sea, by air, and by ground. And then, NEDA. All our infrastructure will be out. And then, PNP. So, nakita mo yung paralysis na gagawin nila. So, dito nagbo-boils down yung pinakamataas na hinak nila. Limang ahensya. DOH, DICT, DOTR, NEDA, PNP. With that, alam na this.
Insofar as Transco power transmission is concerned, may report po rito na the overall systems operations is proprietary to China and locals are currently not allowed at the operational facility. Why? Because it's currently controlled and operated by the state-owned enterprise of China. Do you have information about this? Kasi pag binanatan tayo, 75% bagsak ang economy natin. Would you agree, Yusek?
I agree.
Yes. Ang report dito, for water treatment plants nationwide, currently controlled and operated by 2 large conglomerates, which do not comply to the cyber defense baseline compliance. Would that be true?
Parang nirecall ko yung sagot mo. Parang, sandali muna, kung control natin, bakit tayo nahahack pa rin? Kasi, okay. At the 11 submarine fiber optics that are deeply rooted on the ocean, no? This was constructed by the private companies. Am I right?
That is correct, Your Honor.
So
Usually, malalaking consortiums,
Yeah.
hindi lang isa, sobrang mahal po kasi ng investment required.
Yeah, in accordance with what I've learned, no? Andyan yung mga companies ng PLDT, Smart, Globe, Convergence, Huawei, Converge, China Telecom. So, in other words, those fiber optics, submarine fiber optics that is passing by through our ocean, no, are being managed and controlled by a foreign entity, and thereby yung possibility of and probability of being hacked so easily will not be what do you call this, set aside.
Yes, Your Honor. They are managed operationally by these consortiums.
Yes.
And let me just clarify, Your Honor, and again, thank you very much. This is why we need the Cyber Security Act, because if we classify them as critical information infrastructure, along with our power utilities, our dams, then we should exercise oversight powers over them.
Because this issue was already tackled in the Senate and in the House of Representatives in the Committee on Transportation, wherein our national grid being controlled and operated by the Chinese operators. Because yung national grid natin, yung kuryente natin, nagta-traffic tayo ng kuryente, and this is being controlled by the majority of the owner of the NGCP. And yung ating pong government, since this is a critical infrastructure, we have to have a control over this. And unfortunately, sa mismong grid natin, hindi natin siya control. And isang ano lang yon, isang grid lang yon na nakikita natin. We are talking about 11 submarine fiber optic, and that's the reason why siguro dumami yung mga incidents of hacking of government institution. So thereby probably we can conclude that indeed ito yung naging reason for increasing the amount of hacking in this country. Can you somehow agree with that?
First, sir, let me, Your Honor, let me qualify that of the 11, hindi naman po lahat may Chinese companies sa consortium. For example, Meta, wala siyang Chinese consortium doon. But there are some. With regard to telecommunications infrastructures, I would agree that if we do not exercise oversight, then it is possible, because these are very large highways that extend to international waters. And in fact, repair of this is also covered by international law. So I would say, sir, but we don't have data yet, no? But I would say, sir, that yes, critical control of the critical information systems, including that, is vital to defending our cyberspace. Let me also add, Your Honor, that the conflict in the West Philippine Sea has also made repairs in that area already, 130 days above the world average because of the conflicts, because of the issues, sorry, not conflict, the issues in the West Philippine Sea. Our neighboring countries are requiring permits even if there are international flag carriers for repair of submarine cables. Require permit from them. So yes, Your Honor, I would agree wholeheartedly that this is really an issue that we have to...
Yung 11 submarine fiber optic na yan, it was constructed for how many years?
Multiple years. I don't have that information, Your Honor. When I was still... I'm sorry. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Because
I was still in the private sector. There were 3 we used by the BPO, and now there's 11. In the next 4 years, we will have 17 po. 6 more are coming.
Because I think that they have started in the long process, no? Kasi yung kahit na yung sa national grid natin, they started in 2010 eh. So it's a long preparation that now, ngayon lang natin na-realize that completely we are being play around, no? Kasi andyan na yung mga infrastructure created na eh. So how can you remove those expensive na mga infrastructures? And now we're having a hard time because unfortunately we have given them franchises as well, and now we have given the consortium, so they are all legal, and under the Constitution yung pagiging part nila sa corporation is also being allowed by this government. So ang dami po talagang problema, Mr. Chair, no? So anyway, probably, Mr. Chair, we can proceed with the
Mr. Chairman, also in regards to that underground submarine fiber optics, would you know, or maybe you can furnish us a copy, in which area of responsibility of the Philippines, di ba? It is located. Di ba? Meron yan di ba? Kasi
Yes,
very
Your
important
Honor.
din yan.
We can supply you with that. This is public information po naman. We can even give you the link of the international group that actually monitors all these submarine cables. Kasi like I mentioned, no, these are also covered by international treaties because we need to protect them. Cyberspace is actually very physical, and 90% of the traffic goes through submarine cables.
Lastly, it's all about those. If I remember, a couple of years ago there was a proposal. This also goes for the national defense. No, did it materialize wherein they propose using towers inside our military camp? There was a proposal before. Did it ever materialize? Do we have a representative from the National Defense?
Magandang hapon po, Your Honors.
Please state your name.
Director Christine Carino po from the Department of National Defense.
Yes, please proceed.
Mr. Chair, may I just inquire if Your Honor is asking about towers constructed by specific private companies, telcos, inside camps?
Well, Well, shorten na lang natin. Towers that are inside the military camp, whether constructed by private or they use the tower of for military.
Thank you, Your Honor. I do confirm that there are telco towers privately owned inside military camps. All military camps are under the ownership of the Armed Forces of the Philippines. So I have with me a colleague from the AFP, sir. If you would allow, I will let them explain further with regard to your question, Mr. Chair.
Yes, maybe in the next hearing, maybe they can you can present those who are allowed to explain.
Mr. Chair, I am Colonel Patricia from the AFP J6. If I may be allowed to answer.
Yes, please proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I do confirm, sir, that we have what we call the co-located cell towers or towers, communication towers within the Armed Forces of the Philippines owned camps. We allowed these towers within our camps with a benefit also, not only with your Armed Forces of the Philippines, but with in the vicinity of that community, wherein signal is required also. So we allowed these cell towers. We have a mechanism to ensure that these towers are secured. They are not. They are not in any way will compromise the AFP operations, and it will not compromise security issues on that. It is covered by a memorandum of agreement between the Department of National Defense and with these telcos, Your Honor.
Sir, so you said that the AFP allowed, no? Meaning, andyan na yan. Because it was there a couple of years ago. Now, as years goes by, nag-i-improve ang mga technology, no? Communication. How can we be so sure na yung nilagay doon mas mabuti pa rin, I mean advanced and well protected ang communication ng AFP? What if mas advanced yung nakalagay doon? How can the AFP protect?
So the question is, if I get it right, Your Honor, how can we ensure that this more advanced telecommunication equipment that is attached to these communication towers does not compromise our security? Is that your question, Your Honor? Yeah.
Yes, that is the exact question.
Sir, for the part of the AFP, we ensure that these telcos, for instance, are fully vetted at the department level. They have a security clearance on that for them to use our towers, actually. In like manner, we allow these telcos to build their towers for us to put our own communication system also. Yun po yung, Your Honor, yung benefit of what we're getting with telcos and allowing them to be inside our military camps.
Okay, can you just, sir, can you just please submit the name of the telcos who are using military camp or they have their own tower inside the military camp in the next hearing?
We will do that, Your Honor.
Thank
we will
you.
comply to that.
Yes, any other comments? If there are none, please just submit your positions paper. Congressman Ako?
Yes, Mr.
Yes.
Chair. May I ask the ICT to confirm, insofar as Transco power transmission is concerned, may report po rito na the overall system's operations is proprietary to China and locals are currently not allowed at the operational facility. Why? Because it's currently controlled and operated by the state-owned enterprise of China. Do you have information about this, Yusek?
I did receive as an undersecretary of various committees, who is sitting in various committees, including the National Intelligence Board. I can confirm that there were such reports. However, with your permission, sir, honorable sir, maybe I would defer the answer to their regulator, Transco. In this, if we're talking about NGCP, then perhaps I would defer the answer to Transco, the regulator po.
The regulator is the ERC.
Transco po. Yung NGCP is Transco po.
Now, insofar as water treatment plants, kasi puro commercial to di ba? Kasi pag binanatan tayo, 75% bagsak ang economy natin. Would you agree, Yusek?
I agree.
Yes. Ang report dito, for water treatment plants nationwide, currently controlled and operated by two large conglomerates, which do not comply to the cyber defense baseline compliance. Would that be true? Kasi kayo po ang tumitingin kung nagko-comply sila sa cyber defense compliance.
Mr. Chair, that is precisely why we need the cybersecurity law, kasi
Yes.
we cannot compel them po to submit reports. We did send reports, for example, we did submit and request for meetings with Maynila, Water, Meralco, etc. And of course, all of these are voluntary in nature.
Yes,
But there
kasi-
is no proper audit that was made for them.
Tinatanong ko, Yusek, ito dahil sabi ni Honorable Abante kanina, why is there a need for a law? So, tinatanong ko lang sa inyo dahil kayo, wala kayong control dito eh. Yes. Even in banking and finance. Di ba? Non-existent Unified Cyber Defense System. Yun ang comment ng mga nagkuhan dito eh. Sa nga sistema natin na ito. For power distribution, non-existent Unified Cyber Defense System, non-federated charging and payload network nationwide. Yun ang mga comments nila. Firewall lang ang protection nila. Yes. So, even our healthcare system, they do not have, they have non-existent Unified Cyber Defense System, the same. Firewall lang ang kanilang protection. So, talagang madadali tayo nito. Kung even our railway and tollways operations, non-existent din yung defense system natin eh. And maybe the reason why is government has no control over them because there's no law requiring them to be under the DICT.
I agree, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Yusek.
In addition, Mr. Chair, no, I just wanted to point out, no, kasi pag tinignan mo yung presentation nila, tingnan mo yung mga pinakamataas na highest number of high and critical incidents. Number 1, DOH. Talaga ipaparalyze nila yung mga hospital natin. Tapos DICT. O sisirain nila yung sistema natin. DOTR. Titigil nila ang transportation natin by sea, by air, and by ground. And then, NEDA. All our infrastructure will be out. And then, PNP. So, nakita mo yung paralysis na gagawin nila. So dito nagbo-boils down yung pinakamataas na hinak nila. Limang ahensya. DOH, DICT, DOTR, NEDA, PNP. With that, alam na this.
Yes, Your Honor. We confirmed that report. Those were...
Paparalyze tayo. Kita na, sample na. How many hacks have been perpetrated on these agencies? Ay, kasi highest number.
Your Honor, we will submit a more detailed report po. But just to emphasize, yun po yung tinatawag naming advanced or early detection systems. Ibig sabihin, in-attempt po, pero hindi tumatagos.
811 yung attempts.
Opo, attempts
so,
po yan.
811 attempts, hindi tumagos. Pero ang tumagos is yung 288.
Yes po.
So, ilan yung... pero sila yung pinaka-highest.
Sila po yung highest attempts.
Yung
Opo.
5.
Opo.
Kita mo?
Including us. Our
Kasi
government mail
pag
exchange,
nawala
etc.
parang kayo yung pinaka-central command center Kapag na-integrate nyo lahat yan, talagang kayo titirahin And then, hospital. And then, transportation. Wala pa nga energy dito, hindi pa nila. Control na nila. National Grid Corporation. Control nila. That's the reason why hindi na nila hinahack. Ba't pa nila ihahak ang sarili nila? Correct? Kaya nagtataka ko kanina dito, I was looking at this, parang wala ata dito ang DOE. Wala ata. Sabi ko, oo nga pala. Hindi na nila pwede ihahak kasi control na nila. Correct, Yusek?
Sir, according to my chief of the National Computer Emergency Response Team, kaya wala yung DOE dyan, sir, because yung early detection mechanism only works on the 28 government agencies connected to us.
Oh.
DOE is not connected to the National Security Operations Center.
And why?
We'll remind them, Your Honor.
Oo nga, compliance law.
Indeed. Okay, so we would like to state that in response to, as most of the resolutions filed were gave examples of 2023 incidents, as response to that, we actually built the National Security Operations Center, which is inside the ICT. Right now, there are 28 government agencies connected to it, and we will report all the, apart from the hacks that went through, we would also want to report that actually we defended more. There were actually more attacks that happened and that were defended over the course of a few months from December of 2023, where all of these hacks happened, until now, until this moment. So next slide, please. Ito po yung report namin on the 811 early detected. Again, let me reiterate that we detected attempts to hack government agencies. Ang number one po na inattempt pero hindi naman tumutuloy is DOH, second yung DICT, followed by Department of Transportation, NEDA, and PNP. All the other agencies are listed there. You will also notice na we also classified, ito po ay 2024 lamang, we also classified kung yung attempt is a low risk or a critical risk. Pag low risk po, ibig sabihin, mga nag-i-scan po ng assets, tinitingnan kung mayroon pang mapapasok, ang classification po nun low. Pag medium po, ibig sabihin, nag-a-attempt pong mag-upload ng file, tumingin ng mga file transfer protocol. Yung mga critical po, ito po yung mga SQL injection, gustong pasukin yung database. So there are a lot of low risk attempts in government, and we registered about 13 from January to March critical attempts to government.
I just would like to know from USEC or whoever could be able to answer this. How secure are we as far as the breaches are concerned? How secure are we? Because in the States, I was watching CNN and the director of the FBI was being interviewed. And he said that the hackers, the Chinese hackers in the States, comparing to them, is 50-1. So per one hacker in the States, there are 50 hackers in China. So sa atin naman, how secure are we? I'd like to find out.
Sir, I'll just go back. That's a very difficult question, Your Honor. I'll just go back to facts, Your Honor. We scanned, as I mentioned, 881 government offices, not necessarily national government agencies, and we found 30,000 vulnerabilities. I think the public is also susceptible right now to misinformation.
What was that? 31,000 vulnerability?
30,000 vulnerabilities. Yeah.
So what do you mean by that?
These are vulnerabilities meant that these are pwedeng pasukin,
Okay.
possible na mapasok. Okay. So that's a lot.
Ilan nang napasok?
Ilan ba? I think 200, around 200, Your Honor, including the low incidents.
Ilan na yun nahuli nyo?
Put behind bars, wala pa, Your Honor. I don't think, but that's we will have to confirm with our friends in the law enforcement.
Yusek, you have the cybersecurity agency in your department. We have the NBI. Do we have the NBI here? Diba?
Present, Your Honor.
We have the NBI. We have the Armed Forces of the Philippines. We have the Philippine National Police. And perhaps others, no? So there are about four or five agencies in government that actually secure our cybersecurity and be able to find out who are guilty of the breaches here. So we'd like to find out. I mean, are you talking? Are you actually consulting each other? USEC, NBI, Armed Forces, Philippine National Police. Are you talking together? Because USEC said that wala pa sila nahuhuli. Meron ba kayo nahuli, NBI? Armed Forces?
Yes, Your Honor.
PNP, meron na. So why is it, kung may nahuli kayo, ba't di alam ng DICT? Ba't di alam?
Your Honor, let me just qualify, if that's okay. We're actually communicating. Attorney Jeremy and I are actually chatmates, and a lot of other people in this particular room po. We're coordinating. There's also an institutional way to coordinate through the National Cybersecurity Interagency Committee, which is also, again, all of the people here. Let me just reiterate, Your Honor. NCERT, the National Computer Emergency Response Team, and DICT is on cybersecurity. However, on the criminal aspects, which is actually a more difficult science, I have to admit, is not handled by us, but it's an attached agency of us, CICC.
You still have word. No, I'm not referring to the criminal aspect.
No.
I'm only referring if you are able to find out, investigated who the hackers are.
We have persons of interest, Your Honor.
So meron na kayo on your own. The ICT.
By coordinating with each other.
Yes,
each other. Your Honor.
Okay. Therefore, knowing these hackers is based on your coordination with the other agencies.
That is correct, Your Honor.
How many are they? How many hackers have you known?
I don't have the exact number right now, but it's in my report for.
I'd like to ask our chair here, if you were able to get the data of how many hackers have you and the other agencies that have cybersecurity department. Enough na ito.